Looks like we're live. Yeah, before we get into the details, just give me some minutes. Let's make sure we are on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. I guess I can see that I'm live on Facebook, on YouTube for now. That's good. Let me get to Facebook and check it out. And then also share the screen, share the broadcast. Just give me. Please do well to also share the live with others. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Quenty here, and today we're going to be talking about some scholarship opportunities that are currently available for people who might be interested in studying in South Korea. 안녕하세요 여러분, 어떻게 지내세요? Okay, I hope you're all doing good. 오늘 뭐 공부 아니고 뭐 할 거예요? 한국 장학금 대해서 이야기합니다. So today we're going to talk about scholarship opportunities that are currently available for those who might be interested in studying in South Korea. Precisely last week we talked about opportunities that are available for those who are interested in studying at Seoul National University, the #1 university in South Korea. It is part of the SKY. SKY is SKY. The first S is Seoul National University, the second one K is Korea National University, and the third one Y is Yonsei. So those three universities are located in the very heart of Seoul, the capital of South Korea, and all of them do have great scholarship opportunities, but it just depends on how you want to proceed with getting a scholarship in South Korea. I see comments coming in, but this is how we are going to deal with the comments. I'll talk about the scholarships first, and then I'll proceed to answer your questions. I think it's better for you to come live and ask your questions on live broadcast like this. I'm live on this channel, on my YouTube channel, and also on my Facebook page every Sunday at 8 p.m. South Korea, Japan time. Right now it is 8:29. Sorry I'm coming in late. I had a lot to do. It's very busy to live in Asia, and before you know it, a year has gone by. Time passes by in Asia so fast. Before I knew it, I had already made 10 years in Korea, and it was like a joke. Before you know it, a day is over, and before you know it, you're back to work. So today we are going to talk about Seoul National University. We're also going to talk about DGIST, that is Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology, and we are also going to talk about UNIST, that's Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. DGIST, that's Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology, and UNIST, that's Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. Those are very special university institutes in South Korea. For those who might be interested in probably living in South Korea for a long time, and who might be thinking about maybe getting a permanent resident or even a South Korean passport, if you want to become a South Korean citizen, you should be targeting these University, that is Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology, as well as UNIST, that's Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. You also have others such as Korean National University of Science and Technology, that's KAIST. You also have Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology. You also have there is this other university also in Daejeon, University of Science and Technology. Those 5 universities are very important in South Korea. Those are research institutions, and South Korean government has made it in such a way that when you graduate with a degree from those universities, you have an opportunity to maybe get a letter of recommendation from your professor or from the school that can be used to help you get a job. In short, they've made it in such a way that for those who come out of those universities have a greater chance of getting a job, obtaining a permanent resident or a Korean passport. That's something that we might talk about another day. But for today, I think I should take my camera a bit up because, okay, I think it's better now. For today, we will focus on UNIST. We'll focus also on DGIST, and then we'll talk also about Seoul National University. Let's begin with Seoul National University. Last week, I made a video on Seoul National University. I don't know if you've watched that video. I think it's better that you watch that video. I don't know. Let me see. Let me check. For those who might be looking for the video, if you go to my channel, it is on the live section. This video, it's important that you watch that video. It might help you. It might really help you get some insights about it. Today, actually, I was thinking about talking about online application system, but we will talk about online application system into Seoul National University next week. I see the comments coming in. We'll talk about those. We'll talk about your worries later on. But first, I should share my screen. This noise coming out there. I should share my screen. Let me see, how do I go about sharing it? I'm using a very new kind of application here. Okay. Okay. Share screen. All right. I guess you can now see me, see my screen. You need to make sure that's possible as well. Okay. All right. Is this screen being shared? Okay. to scene. All right. Okay, I guess my screen is now being shared. Okay, last time we talked about Seoul National University. It's important to note that online applications are expected to begin sometime on the 8th of July. So I usually say this university is a very important university in South Korea, and the number of applicants are usually way too many. Are we good? Why am I seeing what I'm seeing here? Save my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think my screen is now visible. I was talking about Seoul National University, that it is a very important university in South Korea, and whenever there is the application process, it's usually very short. So, for example, it is expected to begin on July. I think I'll create timestamps later on so that people can like skip, okay, the sections that are not important in the video. So, online application begins on July 8th and then will end on July 11th. So basically, it's 4 days, which means you have to make sure you prepare your documents on time if you don't want to miss, because I know a lot of students want to study at Seoul National University, and unfortunately there is an application fee of 90,000 won. This is not given. 90,000 won is slightly almost $90, but it's less than $90 because the dollar is now stronger than Korean won. And also remember that you have to submit your documents online. You have to go ahead and watch that video. I just wanted to talk briefly about Seoul National University because the deadline is fast approaching. We have less than a month left. So next thing is, let's go to DGIST. That's Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology. Application will begin on the 27th of June, on Thursday. That's the week after this coming week. And it will end on the 11th of July. Basically, you have about 2 weeks to apply. So you have to also make sure you start preparing yourself. These are all for graduate students. It's not for undergraduate, unfortunately. So if you want to do a graduate program, be it a master or PhD, then you should you should be considering DGIST. And for the scholarships, let's look at the scholarship opportunities that are available at DGIST. So you have the normal, this university is also part of the Global Korean Government Scholarship, or GKS. And here are the available departments. You have physics and chemistry, you have electrical engineering and computer science. So you can go ahead and look at them. Later on, I'll provide a link down in the description. And then the next one is a scholarship from DGIST itself. The scholarship from DGIST itself, it's going to cover all or part of students' educational expenses. So this is going to depend on merit. If you have a very good academic background, they might cover the total cost of your studies. They would also fund your research and other things. And then the next one is general scholarship for those who are employed. There is a special way for this one, but I don't think most of my applicants or those following me on this channel will be able to fulfill the conditions for this scholarship. But DGIST does provide a good opportunity for those who might want to do a graduate program in South Korea. So you might want to also go ahead and look at this. Let me make sure this is visible. Why is it? So DG's application is from 27th of June and will end on the 7th of July. I don't know, there is a problem with my sharing system. I'll have to look for a better application for my online live streaming. And then, like I said, DGIST has 3 scholarships. You have the government scholarship, you also have the DGIST scholarship, and you have a general scholarship for those who are currently employed and want to continue with their studies. So you should probably consider those options when thinking about applying to study in South Korea, precisely at DGIST. And then there is also another one, Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. Ulsan National Institute, the application period is scheduled to begin next month in July. And the good thing about Ulsan National Institute is that they have 3 different application timeline. They have one in spring, that is from July 8th, and it will end on July 17th. And then they also have another one for October 14th, and then it will end on the 23rd of October. And then they have another one for next year fall in March, from 26th of March to April the 8th. So those are opportunities that you can like put into your calendar and then prepare accordingly, because I usually tell people, you don't just rush into any scholarship. If you want to apply, to study in any university, be it in any part of the world, it is something that you prepare beforehand. It can take even a year for you to get ready. So don't just rush into applying for any scholarship in any part of the world. Prepare yourself, get to understand the scholarship itself, understand the process, and then apply. So if you want to study in South Korea, I'll provide links to Daegu Gyeongbok Institute of Science and Technology down in this description. At the end of the video, I'll provide a link to Seoul National University website. I'll also provide a link to UNIST, that's Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. But it's important for me to indicate here that all of these scholarships are for graduate students. I know people always ask the question, why is it that we have too many scholarships for graduate students in South Korea? This is the thing. I'll get into your questions soon. The problem with undergraduate is that South Korea is a country that uses Korean language. So there are very few universities in South Korea that do offer scholarship opportunities for international students in English. I think I know only one university that does offers scholarship programs in English. The rest are basically in Korean for undergraduate students, which means if you want to do an undergraduate program in South Korea on a scholarship, you need Korean language. If you go to many of the universities, like almost all of the university website, you would find that most of them will tell you that there is a scholarship percentage that is offered to you if you have topic is test of proficiency in Korean language. Topic, like TOPIK, test of proficiency in Korean language. If you have a good topic score, let's say topic 4, 5, 6 means you are almost a native speaker. There's a high chance that they would give you a fully funded scholarship, almost every university, because knowing any language, being able to speak a language means you're smart, you're talented, and it's going to make your life easy in South Korea. So every university in South Korea will want to give you a scholarship if you can provide a valid topic score, which is not more than 2 years old. So if you really think you want to do an undergraduate program in South Korea, you should consider learning Korean language. Yeah, you should consider learning Korean language. Like, for graduate students, most or almost every university in South Korea has a scholarship for graduate students, especially for science students. Even professors in most labs are looking for researchers. So if you have a good research background, trust me, you would find a scholarship to study in South Korea. But it's not that easy. It's not that easy because there is some kind of impartiality that goes on also with the professor scholarship. But if you look for it, you'd get it, especially if you come from a poor country or a developing country. If you look for a scholarship through a professor, you would get it, but you need to have some knowledge about research. You must have done some research, because I also get questions from people on my channel. They're like talking about undergraduate scholarship through professor funded. I'm like, it's like they don't even watch the videos. They don't try to understand what I'm trying to say in my videos. Even this past week, I received about 3 different messages from people talking about professor scholarship for undergraduate. It's not possible because you've not written even a page. You don't even know what research is all about. So why would they offer you a research scholarship? So they can only offer it to somebody who has already had a bachelor's degree, because at least that person was able to write a thesis, a research did some research. They know something about research. If you have some research background, you'll get a scholarship to study in South Korea. But if you don't have a research background, it's going to be difficult. And also, when going about contacting professors, make sure you read about the professors, read about their past publications. Don't just email any person. Don't just email somebody who is maybe interested in, again, like nanotechnology, and you're probably interested in physics. Okay, that being said, let me look at some of the questions that are coming in. You have Purple Ocean, any scholarship in education for PhD? There is scholarship in education for PhD even at Seoul National University. There's a scholarship for PhD in education even at Seoul National University. So if you get yourself ready and apply, the thing is that no scholarship is guaranteed. It all depends on the documents that you provide. It also depends on your merit, your documents that you provide, your results, your even your education, your educational background, your work background, especially for PhD students. It's very important. If you're doing a PhD, it means you're basically carrying out research. It's not like you're sitting in class and somebody is lecturing you. You're into research. In education, research is not just about sciences. Education, people in education, they do carry out a lot of extensive research in education. So if you have a good a good research background from your bachelor's to master's degree, you stand a chance in getting a scholarship to do PhD. So check out Seoul National University website. Check out the video that I made last Sunday, about scholarships at Seoul National University. Also, if you work for maybe an educational institution, also there is an opportunity for a scholarship at Seoul National University. It says Nadim, Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology in South Korea. What are you saying? Seoul National University for graduate. I am a student of physics. Can I? Basically, this is the thing. If you want to do a master's or PhD in South Korea, you need English proficiency. You need an English test. There are some universities in South Korea that will tell you provide IELTS or TOEFL. There are some universities that will tell you provide proof from your university that says that English was the medium of instruction. So it's very important that you take into account that when applying to any university, go through the application guideline. For now, I go through a lot of documents about scholarships in South Korea, so I cannot really tell for now if Ulsan National Institute is going to ask for an English proficiency. But I'll provide a link to Ulsan National University website. You need to look for their application guideline. I have the application guideline document right now in front of me, but it might take some time for me to go through and then know if they need English proficiency. But to be on a safe side, know that you need an English proficiency. And Ulsan National University, National Institute of Science and Technology, has a lot of scholarship opportunities from the Korean government to UNIST scholarship. They have scholarship for combined masters and PhD. Those are opportunities that you can take. Then you have Blessing Uduma. Good day, sir. Please, can you talk about the documents and online application system for UNIST. The documents and online application, that's going to take like one whole video to talk about the documents and online application. But for the documents, let's just go through them like really fast. For documents, it says here, I don't know, let me try to share my screen again. It keeps on disappearing. Let me look, let me see if I can find. Let me try to share that one. Okay, I guess you're probably able to see my screen right now. For the documents, you have the documents here. Documents to submit. Degree in Korea, degree abroad. So if you did your degree program in South Korea like me, you have these documents that you have to provide: graduation certificate, transcript, priority submission of expected graduation certificate. Expected graduation certificate is just a document that says that you will graduate in this or that date. Proof visa related academic background. You need to provide a document that shows that you have a South Korean visa or a student visa. And then degree abroad. If you want to apply from outside of Korea, you know that you already have to make your documents apostille or authenticated. Apostille is different from authentication. Apostille is for countries that are under the Apostillation Convention of Countries, and then consular authentication simply means you go to the consulate in your home country, Korean consulate or embassy in your home country, and then provide them with your documents for them to provide a stamp, put a stamp on that document that they've seen your original, and then they are making a copy from your original. So basically, for those documents, you have your transcript that you must authenticate. You have your degree certificate that you must authenticate. Then another important document that you must authenticate is either your birth certificate or your passport. That document, your birth certificate or your passport, is to prove your country of citizenship. And then you have now other random documents, which we'll talk about later on. So this is a page that you must look at. Bank statement. Normally, I made a video last time about UNIST. I don't know. In that video, I had to call UNIST admission office and we talked about the scholarship. This is a thing about UNIST. UNIST can give you a fully funded scholarship. They can also give you a partial scholarship, which means if they give you a fully funded scholarship, there is no need for you to provide a bank statement. But if they give you a partial scholarship, you have to provide a bank statement. For the bank statement to apply, you don't really need to worry too much about the bank statement, but you would have to provide it, which means you can use any of your parents as your sponsor. They can provide a document that proves that they have this or that amount of money in their account that can help fund your studies in Korea. And then after that, if it happens that you get a fully funded scholarship, you will not need to provide any bank statement. But if you get a partial scholarship, you need to provide a bank statement. So it's important for you to know how the scholarship system functions in South Korea. If you have a fully funded scholarship, you don't need a bank statement. But if you have a partial scholarship, you need to prove that you have funds to go and study in South Korea. For the online application, we will have to talk make another video fully for the documents and the online application. What is the application date? The application date for Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. I think I already talked about the application date. Let me go back there and look at it again, and then probably share my screen so that Ryan can understand. For the application date for Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, this is it. I said there are 3 applications dates, so it gives you enough time to prepare yourself. The first one begins in July on the 8th and will end on the 17th of July. The second one will begin in October 14 and then will end on the 23rd of October. And then the third one is in 2025 on the 26th of March and will end on the 8th of April. So you can target any of the application deadlines that are here. It's as simple as that. All right. Next question is from Emmanuel. Did he even ask a question? He or she just, I think it's a he because you have Emmanuel somewhere. He says, good day, sir. When is this year's GK application form realized? When this year application will be released? Is it okay? For GKS, if it's for undergraduate, every year it is in September, first or second week of September, and then you have about a month to make sure you complete the application process. That's for undergraduate applicants. For graduate applicants, that is for those who want to do either a master or PhD. The application is every year, either at the end of February or beginning of March. We already know that it has never changed right from the time I went to South Korea in 2011. It has never changed. It has always been like that. September, only the name has changed. September for undergraduate, and then February, March for graduate students. It doesn't change. So once you know that, okay, for undergraduate, it will begin sometime in September, what you need to start doing is by July, August, you start getting your transcripts ready for authentication, because it takes a long time to get your documents ready through the various process that you have to prove that your documents are not fake, they are authenticated. It takes a long time. So by July, August, you are already certain that you have your transcript authenticated. You're sure that you have your graduation certificate authenticated. You're also sure that you have your proof of citizenship, that you're not a Korean person, authenticated. Those are the 3 important documents that you must authenticate. 3 important documents that you must authenticate for the Global Korean Government Scholarship: your transcript, your graduation certificate, and your proof of nationality. Your proof of nationality. You can either prove your nationality with your birth certificate or prove your nationality with your passport if you don't have a passport. But if you don't have a passport, know that you have to authenticate your parents' passport, that's your mom and your dad, plus your own passport. But if you have a birth certificate and on the birth certificate it says that you were born in this country, and it also says that your parents were born in this or that country, you don't need to worry about a passport. If you don't have any of those documents, you need to get any other document from your country government. You have to get a document from your home country government that can prove your nationality. So for the issue about Global Korean Government, GKS, documents that have to be authenticated, know that it's your certificate, that's graduation certificate, your transcript, and also a proof of nationality. If you don't have a birth certificate, if you don't have a passport, you need to get a government recognized document that can prove the citizenship of your parents as well as your own citizenship. And then for the application forms will be out in September when the undergraduate applications will start. But you don't need to wait for the applications form to come out. You can still work with the old application form, start getting used to the application process by going to the Study in Korea website, get the old application forms, and then start understanding it. In most cases, very little changes might occur. Sometimes changes might not even occur, especially at the level of the forms. And then it's important that you also make sure you start talking to your recommenders. Let them know that you're going to apply for the Global Korean Government Scholarship, and then tell them that you need at least one letter of recommendation from them. Remember, it is one original. They have to make one original, and then they make 3 photocopies of the original. One original plus 3 photocopies, because people still keep on getting confused. He has to write one, which is the original, and then he can decide that to make a photocopy of the original. Remember, it's important that they use a computer to type, answer all of the questions that are on the letter of recommendation. And then once they have finished with the original, they can then make a photocopy of that original and then put them in separate envelopes before handing it to the student. Normally, a letter of recommendation is something that is secret. The student is not supposed to normally see it. So I think that answers the questions about forms. If you're waiting for the forms, it's in September, but start getting yourself used to the form by going to the Study in Korea website, the GKS section. I don't know if I should maybe show you how to go about it. Let me see. Let me try to share my screen. Okay. So you have to go to Study in Korea. You have to go to this website. They call it Study in Korea website. You can translate the page to English if you want, if you have a browser that can translate, and then go to the GKS section. And then you have to go down and look for GKS. I remember it was in September last year. So if I go to page 2, I have to work with the dates. Page 2. Last year was 2023. Okay, so this is it. Korea, Japan. This one is for Korea, Japan. Scholarships in Korea. GKA. Second round. Orientation. Okay. University track, second round. This one is for Korea, Japan. September is number 10 month. Did they take it out of this page? Final results. This is the final result. Embassy track. Second round. Scholarships. Let me see this one. Okay, so this is for Korea, Japan, because the GKS has a special program for Japanese. Okay, so this is it. Last year it was announced. This is number 9th month. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, it was announced on the 11th of September. So sometime in September they will announce it. If you go to this place, that link, you click, you would find all of the forms down here. Some of them are in PDF, some of them are in zipped form. So you can get all of the forms. The application forms, you can just simply download it like this and then open it and get yourself used to the application page. That being said, let me see. I'm certain that I've answered Senuri. How can I write my personal statement? in very unique way for GKS. You have to make me understand what you mean by a unique way, because everybody has their style. But as far as personal statement is concerned, if you're going through the university, the embassy route, focus on your first priority, your first major. Don't try to write a personal statement that is trying to touch all your three choices for embassy track. Choose, let's say, if you want to study, first choice is physics, second choice is chemistry, third choice is math. Your personal statement should focus on your motivation for wanting to do your first choice, physics. Forget about chemistry and math. What they really want to know is your motivation for wanting to study in South Korea. It's not too much about the choices, all of the choices, your motivation. So basically, you might choose Seoul National University for physics, you might choose Yonsei National University for chemistry, you might choose Korean National University for maths, I guess. Even if you choose physics for Seoul National University and Seoul National University does not offer you the scholarship, it does not mean that because you did not say anything about the other two choices that come from other universities, they will fail you. No, they can still give it to you because your personal statement shows your motivation for wanting to study in South Korea. Because mind you, the reason as to why they are very worried about giving people scholarship is because people go to South Korea and abandon their studies. They don't want that situation. Now, okay, next person is talking about any scholarship in Master of Physics. I think I've already talked about any update about POSCO scholarship. POSCO scholarship, the application period has already finished. Now, let's say, for example, if you had applied for POSCO, but you do not yet have admission into any university in South Korea, universities that are under the POSCO, because POSCO has a unique way. They can give you the scholarship and then they give you the scholarship, but you have to look for your admission. You have to look for your university, and you can only apply in one of the universities that have been mentioned by them in their application documents. So, for example, Seoul National University is under POSCO scholarship. So, Seoul National University admission is scheduled to begin very soon. You can start getting yourself ready to apply for admission into Seoul National University and not worry about scholarship from Seoul National University. You should be worried about getting POSCO scholarship, which means POSCO will then finance your studies at Seoul National University. That's how it works. That's how some other scholarships in South Korea works. There are a lot of scholarships like that on my channel. You might want to go ahead and try to look at them. A big guy Singh, Ulsan University, MBA program. Yeah, you can apply. You're not talking about, and you're not asking any question. You've just stated facts. Ulsan University, NBA. What do you want to know about Ulsan University and NBA? That being said, I'm going to end the video here. Bring up your questions next Sunday, same time, 8 p.m. South Korean time. I'll be ready to answer your questions. And also, if you message me, I do my best to always answer everybody that comments on my videos on YouTube. But if I respond more than 3 times, I'll refer you to a video because I know what I say in my videos. For example, I think there is one student who was talking about what? Talking about letter of recommendation. Yeah. For letter of recommendation, I had clearly stated that the form for letter of recommendation is small. The space is small, which means that document might be small for somebody to, for your recommender to actually write and recommend you. It's simple. There is a video that I talked about letter of recommendation, and many other students have used that method and they succeeded. the professor can, or the person recommending you can just briefly talk about you in the global Korean government recommendation document, and then state that detailed letter of recommendation will be provided following his or her university template, which means they can begin with GKS and then now use, maybe, let's say for example, the person studied in one university in, let's say, let me just call Nigeria, National University of Nigeria. At the National University of Nigeria probably has their own documents with their own letterhead or university banner on it. The person can say, okay, I'll provide detailed information about recommendation using National University of Nigeria's document, because, like I said, the space for GKS recommendation is small, but the person can like just start answering and then say that detailed recommendation will be provided by using National University of Nigeria document template, and then from that document now they can write as much as they want. But I guess it's hard for people to understand. They keep on asking those questions. That being said, I'll end the video here. If you have more questions, bring them up in the live sessions. Let me check on Facebook if we have any questions or comments on Facebook before I end. I just hope people will be able to succeed in the upcoming Global Korean Government Scholarship that is expected to begin in September for undergraduate students. But for you to succeed, early preparation can increase your chances of success. So don't joke with early preparation. That being said, I'll end the video here. If you know you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.